Chapter 2. The Union. Gasping for air. He couldn't breathe. 13 years, 5 kids, and now it felt like they were standing at the edge of collapse. "Mario!" Tanya's voice cut through the stillness, sharp and raw. "We have not been good for years," she exclaimed, her words thick with anger. "But you probably didn't even know that, did you?" she added, her voice laced with resentment. Mario sank into a tan wooden chair, its green cushion sagging beneath his weight, his broad shoulders curling inward as if the pain pressing on his chest was too much to bear. Tears spilled down his cheeks, silent yet screaming. Around them, the master bedroom of their 2-bedroom resort townhouse in Tennessee, meant to be a festive retreat, felt more like a battleground. It was Christmas morning, but the air was anything but joyful. The heavy curtains were still drawn, allowing only thin strips of winter sunlight to pierce through the darkness. Outside, the Smoky Mountains loomed in the distance, their peaks dusted with snow, a picturesque scene that contrasted sharply with the storm raging within these walls. Mario lifted his eyes to meet his wife's piercing gaze. "Of course I know we've had our problems," he choked out. "But what marriage doesn't?" Tanya's face hardened. "That's not what I asked, Mario," she snapped. "You never listened to me." She stood with her arms crossed, wearing the gold and white pajamas set he had gifted her last Christmas, a cruel irony not lost on him. "I do listen," he protested weakly, knowing even as the words left his mouth that they rang hollow. How many conversations had I half heard while my mind wandered? How many concerns had she raised that I brushed aside? "No," Tanya said, shaking her head. "You hear me, but you don't listen. There's a difference." Her voice softened slightly, revealing the exhaustion beneath her anger. "Do you know how lonely that feels? To speak and never be truly heard?" The question hung in the air between them, heavy and unanswered. A sudden rustling from beyond the bedroom walls shattered the tension. Mario's head jerked up. He wiped his face hastily, forcing himself to focus. His gaze drifted past Tanya, out into the main living area of the townhouse. The dining table stood in quiet order, 3 of its 6 light brown chairs with green cushions neatly tucked beneath its surface. Beyond it, the living room stretched out, where 2 gray and black sofas rested in contrast to the festive red stone fireplace embedded in the wall. A 60-inch flat-screen TV loomed above the mantel, dark and lifeless. To the left, 2 closed doors led to the rest of their rented space, the full bathroom and the children's room. Then, the bedroom door creaked open. A tiny figure emerged, rubbing sleep from her eyes. Mario's heart clenched. His youngest daughter stood there, her soft curls tousled from sleep. Her voice was barely a whisper. "The kids are awake," she said quietly. The weight of Tanya's words was crushing him, but the sound of tiny footsteps pulled him back to the surface. He swallowed the lump in his throat, wiping his tears quickly before pushing himself to his feet. Mario walked to his daughter and knelt before her, lifting her small frame into his arms. She buried her sleepy face into his warm shoulder. "Hey, baby girl," he murmured, his voice trembling. He pressed a gentle kiss against her cheek, inhaling the innocent scent of childhood that clung to her pajamas. She nestled closer, her tiny arms wrapping around his neck. Steadying himself, Mario strode toward the kids' bedroom, flicking on the light. "Merry Christmas, kiddos!" he called out, his voice forced into cheer. The room erupted. Blankets and floor pallets rustled as the rest of the children sprang to life, their sleepy faces breaking into grins. The oldest 2, twins at 13, rolled their eyes at their father's enthusiasm, but couldn't hide their excitement. The middle children, 8 and 6, bounced up immediately, already chattering about presents. "Is it present time?" the 8-year-old asked, eyes wide with anticipation. "Can I go? Can I go?" the 6-year-old chimed in, already halfway out of his makeshift bed. Mario chuckled, the sound almost genuine. "Hold on there, speed racers. Let's get everyone up first." From behind, Tanya appeared in the doorway, her tone softer now. "Merry Christmas, my loves," she said, stretching out her arms. The children rushed toward her, folding themselves into her embrace, their tiny voices murmuring holiday greetings. Finally, Mario stepped forward, still holding their youngest. Something shifted between them. Tanya's dark brown eyes met Mario's, and without thinking, she leaned in, pressing a soft kiss to their daughter's cheek. Then almost hesitantly, she turned to Mario and placed a gentle kiss on his cheek as well. And just like that, something fluttered inside him as he suddenly recognized the intertwining white and gold colors of Tanya's pajamas. A feeling long buried, long ignored, the same feeling I had when I first saw her, draped in white, standing before me at the altar. The memory unraveled like an old film reel in his mind. The sanctuary had been bathed in golden candlelight, the air thick with the scent of fresh roses and sacred vows. His palms were damp as he lifted her delicate veil, revealing the deep brown eyes that had stolen his heart long before that moment. Their fingers brushed as they turned toward the pastor. "Dearly beloved," the pastor's voice rang through the air, "we are gathered here today to witness the union of Mario and Tanya in holy matrimony." Mario and Tanya exchanged a glance, their smiles small but filled with unshaken certainty. As the pastor spoke, their hands clasped together. Communion followed, the breaking of bread, the sip of wine, a reminder of sacrifice, of love, of commitment. "Marriage is not to be entered into lightly," the pastor had said. "It is a sacred covenant, a promise before God and these witnesses to love and cherish one another through all of life's seasons." Mario had squeezed Tanya's hand then, a silent vow that he would be there, always, through every storm, through every trial, through every moment of doubt. And then, the sand. Side by side, they approached the small table, where two slender glass cylinders awaited them. Tanya picked up hers, gold sand, warm like a summer sunset. Mario grasped his, pure white, clean and simple. "Just as these grains of sand can never be separated," the pastor explained, "so too shall your lives be forever intertwined." As the pastor spoke of unity, they tipped their cylinders over the empty glass vase at the center. Slowly the grains poured out, intertwining in delicate waves, gold and white, distinct yet inseparable, creating something new, something permanent. They had smiled at their creation, at the beauty of their bond, before Tanya slipped her arm through Mario's and turned back to the pastor. "If there is anyone here who objects to this union," the pastor announced, "speak now or forever hold your peace." Silence. Not a word. Not a single doubt. Back then, there had been only love. But now, standing in the dim light of their vacation home, holding their youngest child between them, Mario felt the weight of all the years that had passed. The love was still there, buried beneath the exhaustion, beneath the hurt. The question was, can we find our way back to it? Will the unheard feel heard? Will the unseen feel seen? Can we connect enough to remove the feelings of abandonment, to feel trust and safety and love again? Dad, can we go see our gifts now?" The voice of their 6-year-old son broke through Mario's reverie. "Yes," Mario said, his voice catching slightly. He cleared his throat and tried again. "Yes, let's go see the gifts you got." The children cheered, pushing past their parents and racing toward the master bedroom. Mario and Tanya lingered behind, caught in a moment of uncertain pause. "Tanya," Mario began, his voice low enough that only she could hear. Later," she interrupted, but her tone was gentle. "Let's give them this morning. They deserve that much." Mario nodded, understanding, as Tanya exited and headed to their master bedroom. Their issues wouldn't be resolved in a whispered conversation stolen between unwrapping presents. But perhaps, just perhaps, the memory of what they once had, of the promises they'd made, might be enough to light the way forward this Christmas morning.